While most people are getting hurt by inflation because of the rising cost of living, there are some people, those top 1% rich guys, who actually turn inflation into an opportunity. In today's video, I will share top 3 investments that rich people make during inflation, and I will break down the why behind them too. Quick heads up, before we dive in, if you're a bit confused about how inflation works and how it impacts on your money, no worries. I got you covered with a previous video, all you need to know about inflation. I put the links here, also in the description area. Please check it out and then come back here. Alright, ready? Let's get into it. Since 2020, global inflation has been on the rise big time. It's eased up a bit recently, but there's the twist. The Federal Reserve and the European Central Bank might cut interest rate again in 2024, and you know what that means, right? That means inflation could make a comeback as a key word again. How to prepare for it, as those rich people do. If you're new to my channel, my name is Charlene. I'm a CFA charter holder with 10 years working experience in finance across Asia and Europe. I make videos on personal finance, money tips, financial market and investment, career and personal development. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, subscribe now to get one step closer to your financial freedom. How to use inflation to make money. Investment number 1, stocks. But not just any stocks. We're talking about stocks in industries that are resistant to inflation. Think about sectors like consumer staples, healthcare, and utilities. These industries offer products or services that people need no matter what the economy is doing. Let me give you an example. When inflation goes up or when prices going up, you probably not be able to pay your credit card on time, you probably not be willing to buy a new car, but you're probably not going to drink water differently. You're probably not going to use toilet paper differently. You're probably not going to see a doctor when you're sick differently or use electricity differently. That is why I said you can invest in stocks, but not just any stocks during inflation. Consumer staples, healthcare, and utility. Investing in these can provide a buffer against inflation, as these companies can often pass on increased costs to consumers without a significant drop in demand. Consumer staples, healthcare, and utilities. What are they? Okay, mini lesson time. Consumer staples. This sector includes companies that make or sell products that people use regularly, no matter what is happening in the economy. Think of things like food, beverage, household goods, and personal care items. These are the essentials that you will find in almost every home, and people tend to buy them consistently, even when money is tight. Healthcare. The healthcare sector covers companies involved in medical services, medical equipment, drugs, and other items related to keeping people healthy. This includes hospitals, pharmaceutical companies, and businesses that make medical devices. People always need healthcare services, whether it's for regular checkups, treating illness, or emergency care, making this sector quite essential. Utilities. Utilities are companies that provide basic services like water, electricity, and gas. These are services that everyone needs for their daily living. You need electricity to light your home, water for drinking and cleaning, and gas for heating and cooking. Okay, so far if you find this video valuable, please do give me a like and subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you will not miss any future money tips and tricks like this. How can you use inflation to make money? Let's move on to investment number 2, real estate and REITs. Real estate, you probably heard the saying, they're not making any more land. Well, that's true. Real estate is a tangible asset and its value often increases with inflation. Now, getting into real estate can mean buy a property to rent out, or you could go for something like REITs. It's real estate investment trusts. Both are great ways to make your money work for you, even when the economy is a little bit shaky. And hey, if you're scratching your head over the differences between buying a property directly and investing in REITs, I've got a video that explains all that. It's called 5 lucrative ways to make passive income for busy professionals. Check it out here for the details on the pros and cons, also links in the description area. Bottom line is, when inflation rises, so can your rental income and property value. How can you make money during inflation? What do those rich people do? Investment number 3, gold, the safe haven. Did you see the news last week on Bloomberg? Gold just touched an all-time high. The more volatile the world gets, the better gold tends to do. Gold is often referred to as the classic inflation hedge. It has a long history of being a reliable store of value, especially in times of economic uncertainties and high inflation. Then you may ask me, why does gold price go up during inflation? Here's the deal. When inflation goes up, the value of currencies tends to decrease, but gold usually maintains its value or even increases. It's because gold is seen as a safe haven asset. You know, it's not like a paper currency which can be printed in unlimited quantities by government. The supply of gold is relatively limited, making it a sought-after asset during inflation. People and investors fluctuate when they're worried about the stability of their own currency or the overall economy. When the demand for gold goes up, the supply doesn't change, gold price goes up. Investing in gold can be done in several ways. You can buy physical gold like coins or bars, or you can invest in gold ETFs, gold mutual funds, or stocks of gold mining companies. Each method has its pros and cons. If you don't understand what suits you best, please refer to my previous video on index funds versus mutual funds versus ETFs. Avoid the wrong choices. Links is here and also on the description area. You can also leave a comment here telling me what you wanted to know more. I reply to every comment. Okay, key takeaway time. Top 3 cool investment to beat inflation and make your money grow. First, think about investing in stocks, but not just any stocks. Focus on those in inflation-resistant industries like consumer staples, healthcare, and utilities. These are essentials that people always need, no matter what the economy is doing. Next up, real estate. It's a solid choice because property values and rents tend to rise with inflation. Don't forget about gold. It's a classic safe haven that holds its value, especially when inflation hits and the value of money drops. If you like this video, you will definitely like my video on 5 lucrative passive income ideas busy professionals should know in 2024, and also the playlist I created specifically for you. Don't forget to hit subscribe for more money tips and tricks. I will see you in my next video.